On This Week in Iowa, the Democrats have less than a week to come up with a plan. We'll hear from party chair. And wind turbines are a controversial topic down in Madison County. What does the future hold? Then, he's been mayor of Waukee through huge growth. His advice for other cities. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. I'm Sabrina Ahmed. Iowa's virtual caucus plan's been rejected. The Democratic National Committee formally announced just last week and gave Iowa Democrats 14 days to come up with a plan to have a more inclusive election. The clock is ticking. And they have about 5 days to at least have their next meeting to come up with said plan. So joining me now is Troy Price, who's the chair of the Iowa Democratic Party. You have been on a roller coaster.
It's been an interesting few weeks.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay, so first of all, you have 5 days till what?
5 days until the next Rules and Bylaws Committee meeting. And that's when we're supposed to be able to have an update on where we are in our planning process. So what we've been doing now since, we first got notice right before Labor Day that our plan for the virtual caucus portion of our plan was going to be rejected. We've been working to explore what options we have available. And so we're going through that process right now. And we'll have more on exactly what options we may have here in the coming days. Don't have anything to share today, but we are working diligently because we know our candidates need these plans. We know our voters need these plans, and we want this plan finalized so we can get everything done.
But there will not be a virtual caucus per se.
The virtual caucus, as we had envisioned it, is no more. The reality is, and we see this all the time, the security threats out there are just incredibly high. And now, while we still have confidence in our ability to get that done, the DNC felt that this was just too big of a risk to take in this cycle. So we've had a lot of conversations with them about how we might be able to make this program work in 24 for the next caucuses. So we're working through that piece of it right now. But for now, we're focused on 2020. And the good news is here, this is what I want folks to know, is that all throughout this, the central tenet of our program has always been our traditional precinct caucuses, those in-person caucuses. And we've been working diligently to get those done. We have over 80% of our locations locked. We have 600 people in the training pipeline right now. We're ahead of schedule from where we were in some previous caucus years. So we feel very good about that, and I can say confidently that our 2020 caucuses will be our most successful ever.
Okay, so I just want to rehash a little bit about what happened. So can you walk me through the timeline of how this all went down with the DNC? When did you find out that you were going to need a virtual caucus? When did you come up with the plan to them? When did they tell you? Probably not.
This all started actually in 2016.
Right.
The National Convention created what was called the Unity Reform Commission. And this was to take a look at the whole presidential selection process, our whole party operations at the national level, soup to nuts review. Part of that came out of there was encouraging the DNC to have caucus states like Iowa and Nevada and others have plans that would increase participation in the caucus process. And so that was formalized in the rules last August of 2018. Okay. The DNC passed rules that had that requirement in there. We worked over the, starting the day after the 2018 elections, we worked diligently to try and come up with a plan. Preceding that, we had had numerous meetings across the state, met with a lot of experts and campaigns and caucus leaders to come up with what eventually became the virtual caucus. We rolled that out in February, and we sent that to the DNC for approval in April, I believe. Formally submitted it to DNC in April. And so we've been working to enact the plan while we waited for the DNC to make their final decision on it. And, we'd got conditional approval back in June, which, says that our plan met the spirit of the rules. And so we were moving forward, and then starting in San Francisco was when we first started hearing that some things might go a little south on the virtual caucus plan, and then that was formalized a week later with a decision by the co-chairs of the recommendation, I should say, by the co-chairs of the Rules and Bylaws Committee and the chair of the DNC, Tom Perez.
This all feels really rushed now.
you know, we only have 4.5 months between now and the caucuses. And so the thing I want to get in part is that we are still moving forward with our precinct caucuses. That has not changed. We're continuing to move forward there. And so right now we're looking to see what options we might have available to us to expand participation.
Can you give me an idea? Like, give me a feel of
We are still working through it, and so once we have more to share, we'll make sure to share with you. But right now, like I said, we're still exploring what we might be able to do.
Okay, could it involve something that would mean that people don't actually have to come to the caucus
right now? We're still exploring our options, and we'll be able to share with you once we have stuff finalized.
Troy, I knew that you'd have to be vague, so we will anxiously await that announcement, and I can promise you that I will be knocking on your door the minute that those announcements come out, so that we can get some more information from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, here's the thing. The folks, we are committed to making this process a success. And that's why we've worked so hard to have, we've got organizers all across the state. We put them on the ground earlier than we have in the last decade. We've been working hard to build up our county party structures and make sure that they have the support they need to have everything work. And so I feel confident this will be our most successful caucus, and we will be putting things in place that will make them more accessible than we've seen them in years past.
As always, thank you so much, Troy Price.
Thank you.
Short break, we'll be right back.
Let's play.
From the Outlaws.
I think we know how this is going to go.
To the Warriors.
Nobody can dispute the rightness of what we're doing.
And every heart pounder, smoke and barrel, hot pursuit, and powerhouse punch in between.
Sometimes you gotta go for it.
Ante up and kick in like men. Like men!
It all is.
He ain't seen bad yet.
On Grit Television with Backbone.
Hey, Central Iowa, Crossroads Shooting Sports is your premier indoor shooting range. With certified staff, we take your education, safety, and security seriously. Whether it's your first time holding a gun or you're an experienced shooter, Crossroads is a place for you. With a state-of-the-art indoor range, full-service training and conference facilities, and complete retail shop, Crossroads Shooting Sports is here to meet your needs. Visit crossroadshooting.com to learn about events, training courses, and more. Crossroads Shooting Sports, where responsibility and skill meet.
Best part about football? The highlights. So Dish gives you NFL Red Zone, no extra charge. That's every touchdown from every game Sunday afternoons.
Go right here.
Because we know if you miss that action, you miss all this action. And that would be an awful shame.
Dish with NFL Red Zone at no extra charge. Tuned in to you.
Power is the biggest touchscreen a truck's ever seen. One that can see 360 degrees. But when you surround it with 19 speakers, back seats that do front seat things, and end up Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year, that's the power to innovate. Come to Ram Power Days for great deals on the most powerful lineup of pickups.
Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $4,750 total bonus cash on the 2019 Ram 1500 Classic Bighorn.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Kerry Johansen, who is with the Iowa Environmental Council. She's here to talk about wind turbines in Madison County. So just a bit of background here. There's a movement going on in Madison County to stop turbines from potentially being built, or at least to restrict where they can be built. And a current moratorium in the county basically puts a hold on all these projects for the next year. So first of all, Kerry, can you tell us where the Iowa Environmental Council stands on this issue?
The Iowa Environmental Council is really supportive of deployment of wind energy in Iowa. We want to see Iowa move away from fossil fuels for electricity, and we want to see the state go to 100% clean energy. Iowa has a really good wind resource, and so it's important that we continue to build wind here in Iowa.
Now, what we've heard from Diane Finch, who is a county supervisor, with Madison County, she is against this. She's kind of leading the charge on this moratorium. She says that, well, we asked her why she wants to have this moratorium, and I would like you to take a listen, and then we'll have you respond on the other side.
Sure.
I'm elected to protect everyone, not just a few people that stand to gain financially from these. I have to protect everyone, and a lot of people don't want to live under them. So that's why we did the moratorium, to stop this for a year so we could figure it out.
Now, the people who said they don't want to live under them are citing health concerns. They're citing that it's causing problems with their TVs, that they are just an eyesore. So can you respond to that?
Sure. So from a health perspective, these were concerns that we know have been around for a while when it comes to wind energy. And so the Iowa Environmental Council went to the lengths of going to researchers that we've worked with in the past and who we know are experts in toxicology at the University of Iowa. And we released a study earlier this year about the best science around wind turbines and health. And the fact is there's no evidence that wind turbines cause health impacts. And actually the scientific evidence is the opposite. There are no related health effects from wind turbines that have been scientifically shown.
So let's say that Madison County is successful in stopping wind turbines from being built within 1.5 miles of people's homes. That's what the moratorium does for at least a year. What does that mean on a statewide scale?
We are really concerned about the implications that could have not only for the state of Iowa, but for wind development even across the Midwest. One of the really important things that was shown in the research is that misinformation about wind and the possible risks of wind turbines is something that actually can cause people to have adverse reactions to wind. And so my biggest concern is that misinformation about health impacts from wind turbines could spread and actually cause problems for people in other areas of the state and stop wind development.
So this also impacts solar energy. Talk to me about that real quick.
Yeah, the ordinance would have put a moratorium, or does put a moratorium on both wind and solar development. We were a little bit confused about why solar was thrown into the mix. It's a very different technology with very different visual impacts, and you would have a different set of standards for siting, et cetera. And so, there's a lot of solar energy potential in Iowa. We're 16th in the country for solar, and we think that that technology has a lot of room to grow here, and so that would be a downside of this as well.
So Diane Finch also said that she wants no solar projects unless it's on someone's personal land, because she thinks that when the sun goes away, you don't get the energy, so that's not what we should be investing in. Can you respond to that?
So that's not really how the energy system works. We have a very integrated electricity grid that is actually run at a basis of the entire Midwest connected, and so when the sun is shining in one place or when the wind is blowing someplace else, the energy can be transmitted across the Midwest. And so you need a combination of resources, but wind and solar are actually really complementary. The wind blows at night, and obviously solar works during the day. You get storage in the mix going forward, and you get, that's how you get to a 100% clean energy system.
Kerry Johansen, we appreciate your perspective.
Thank you so much.
We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and we've got Iowa's largest selection of outdoor furniture. I've got the top domestic and import brands, and I've got fantastic inventory right now. So if you come in and you see what you like, we can have it on your deck within days. If you want a custom special order, we can do that as well. Most all of our import brands can ship within 4 or 5 weeks. Please come see us for all your outdoor furniture needs at Fireplace Superstore.
You from around here?
Born and raised. You?
Oh, Afghanistan.
Bull. Your dog tags don't match the name on your credit card. And you asked if I was from around here, figuring we could go back to my place because there's a woman back at yours. Am I right? Thanks, sweetheart.
Ma'am?
Don't call me ma'am.
What would you like me to
Dex.
You cops?
No.
I'm gonna have to check for a wire.
Well, it's a good thing I wore my second best bra.
Sometimes people have problems the police can't help with. That's where you come in.
A PI? I don't think you can find your keys half the time.
Might keep me out of trouble.
What happened to your face?
What happened to your face?
You okay?
Yeah. There's 2 more in the trunk.
Stumptown premieres Wednesday, September 25th on ABC.
I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
You represent the Lollipop Guild?
You have no power here.
Now be gone before someone drops a house on you.
Follow the yellow brick road.
I don't care. Because.
Oh,
I don't care.
I'll get him for this. And his little dog, too.
There is no place like home. And for great TV, there's no place like Cozy TV.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Adam Jablonski, who is the Director of Renewable Energy Development for MidAmerican Energy. Adam, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
So we, of course, just heard from the Iowa Environmental Council on the moratorium that's been being talked about down in Madison County. How does the moratorium affect MidAmerican Energy and the current projects that you have developing down there?
Yeah, so we have developed one project and gone through the permitting process in Madison County, and they did approve our permits. So it will not affect previously permitted projects. So any projects we have under development and planned for construction, those are exempt from the moratorium. We also have an operating project in the county, one that's been operating for 5 years. That's also exempt from any moratorium. So this really impacts any new projects, whether that's wind projects or solar projects being developed by MidAmerican or others in the county.
So we've heard from Diane Finch already today, but she's the county supervisor who's kind of leading the charge on this effort as far as the supervisors are concerned. And she said that there are handouts to these companies like yours that is ending up on the backs of Iowans, and she says that it's unfair. So let's take a listen to what she had to say, and then I'll have you respond on the other side.
So they sit in your county for 5 years paying no taxes, and then everyone's mad at Board of Supervisors because they raised their taxes, in essence because they've torn up the roads and really destroyed things, and they pay no taxes. And then when they do start paying, it's only at 30%. So that's one of my big issues.
Can you respond to Diane's comments there?
Sure. So first of all, not paying for the first 5 years is not true. The Madison County Board of Supervisors had implemented a way to tax the wind turbines, and the first year it is taxed at 0%, but in the second year it does start that assessment and kick in those property taxes from MidAmerican and other developers in the county. And that does ramp up over the first 7 years to get up to that 30% assessment, and it's assessed at 30% through the life of the project. And just so everyone knows, that is millions of dollars in property taxes we pay to the county. I know right now that Madison County, we've paid a significant amount of property taxes in that county as a result of our Maxburg wind project. And even at recent Board of Supervisors meetings, they have told us that they have actually taken that money and implemented that for specific projects, to fund specific projects. So we know we are paying a significant amount of property taxes, and they are using it to improve facilities in the county.
Another issue that we're hearing during some of these supervisors meetings is that there are health concerns to the wind turbines. Well, how does MidAmerican respond to that?
When we look at that, we look at peer-reviewed scientific studies. So these are the studies that there's basically a list of health professionals that have worked together to research this. And we have given those health studies to Madison County. And the conclusion of those studies says there are no negative health effects from wind turbines. We know that people may not like to look at them or may not like some of the sounds they make. We don't discount that at all. We just don't think there's any negative health effects from wind turbines.
Okay, but this is only a year. So it's a year moratorium to allow the county to assess what's happening. So what's the big deal with just putting things on hold for a year?
We don't think that's a big deal. It started out at much longer than a year, and we made comments on that. So they did bring it back down to a year. And I think the goal of the county supervisors is to implement an ordinance that will regulate the siting of wind turbines. We think if you've been to those county meetings, there's people on both sides of that. There's people that really want it. We wouldn't be able to build these wind projects if people didn't keep signing up and wanting these wind turbines there. So we just ask them to consider the people who do want them when they build their ordinance, and not make it too restrictive, so we're able to site a wind project in the county.
1.5 miles away from every house. I mean, that's a staggering amount of distance.
It is a staggering distance. That would eliminate any wind projects in the state of Iowa. There's no doubt about that in my mind. We've looked at that.
So what's your plan going forward?
Well, we plan to work with the County Board of Supervisors. We know that their intention is to put forth a wind ordinance, and we hope it's workable on both sides for the people who want those projects and the people who don't want those projects, consistent with many of the other ordinances that have been successful around the state.
Okay, Adam, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a short break, everybody, but coming up next, he has been the mayor of Waukee for more than 14 years. He's been involved for more than 20 now. He's retiring. We speak to Mayor Bill Peart about his advice after leading such a booming city.
Clear Choice of Des Moines offers a new standard in window technology, introducing the triple pane window. Normal replacement windows have only 2 panes of glass, but our window has a 3rd pane that allows for industry-leading energy efficiency, sound reduction, and condensation resistance. Now for the best part, it costs less than the average dual pane window. That's right, you get more and pay less, but that's not all. It's our window blowout sale. Receive free installation on a house full of new windows. Ask about 18 months, same as cash financing, plus a bonus. Receive a $100 Visa gift card with purchase and call during this program for a free $50 Restaurant.com gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-539-2915. That's 1-800-539-2915 during this program. Call now.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day. Hey, can we get
You guys need some help?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
JJ, what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're just doing the right thing. What's the dream? My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
Great play, baby.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
Your teams, your stories come alive on Local 5's Friday Night Blitz, the only hour-long show dedicated to high school football, with 12-plus games of highlights and reactions.
Seem to have a championship-caliber defense that go a long way.
With your pictures and video on air. Send your faves with hashtag Local 5 Blitz. Local 5 Sports is proud to celebrate the 20th year of Friday Night Blitz, sharing your stories on the gridiron and in the community. Watch Fridays at 10:35. Local 5's Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Bill Peard, Mayor Bill Peard, for a little while longer.
Right.
He has been involved with city politics for 22 years, the mayor for 14 of those years.
Yep.
You've just announced you're retiring.
Yep.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've had quite the tenure.
Thank you.
Why retire?
You know, 22 years is a long time, and you know, I consider it to be an honor to be part of Waukees fabric. But my wife and I, we debated this all summer long. My wife and I and my 2 boys debated this all summer long. And it's probably just time to pass the baton. I think people get to a point where they need to see a new set of eyes, fresh eyes on the situation, and to take it to the next level. And so,
what kind of person are you hoping fills your shoes?
Well, I have a person in mind, and I think the person that needs to fill my shoes needs to be strong in finance, because obviously you know that as Waukee, in the situation it's at right now, needs somebody that understands the finance, the building of the infrastructure, and somebody that is good with people. Because it is a people job. I mean, we're here representing all these people that pay their taxes and work hard, and so they got to be a people person. And so that's, and I got somebody in mind that I think would do an excellent job.
Are you going to share?
No. No, that's her story to tell. So.
Her story to tell.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge as mayor of the fastest growing city in the state?
Well, you know, it's kind of corny, but the thing is that I see them as opportunities and not as challenges. But you know, our challenge, I guess, if we want to use that word, has been to make sure that we get the infrastructure and the quality of life amenities brought to the taxpayers that have invested in, and the same for the builders and the businesses in our city.
What about for the next 10 years? What do you think is the biggest challenge or opportunity facing the next leader?
I think, well, I think the challenge is going to be, you know, we have tons of people that are coming to Waukee. A lot of people are coming to Waukee because they love it. And I think, you know, it's just going to be keeping up with the infrastructure and the amenities, the quality of life things. We have a plan for 10, 20, 30 years. So I think the next leader is going to be just part of that plan and maybe thinking outside the box a little bit.
Waukee has boomed under your leadership.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to other mayors, to the next future mayor of Waukee? What do you want people all across this country to be thinking as they take that responsibility?
I think what I would give as advice is don't ever get bigger than your britches. Make sure that you remember who you're serving, and that's the public. Make sure that you're always looking a little bit past the end of the road, because with a city that has a growth rate of straight up, we've got to be anticipating what's going to be out there. We have an unbelievably good city administrator. We've got great city staff. We've got a good council, and so they're going to help the next leader, the next mayor, make sure that happens. So.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time to come talk to us.
I appreciate you having me here, Sabrina.
Congratulations, and thank you again for all the service you've done for Waukee.
I appreciate that very much.
We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
What does this adorable baby Eastern black rhino have in common with this Joey, that Joey, oh no, yeah, that Joey, these otters, and these two zippy zebras? They're all new at the Blank Park Zoo, helping us further our diverse conservation and education goals. And they'd all love to see you. Every trip to the zoo is an adventure and a chance to help threatened wildlife everywhere. Imagine that.
A plane crashed on a beach and then was cleaned up instantaneously. I found a kid at the crash site. She doesn't have a scratch on her. Fake federal agents, fake parents. She's gone! Don't be mad.
Emergence premieres September 24th on ABC. Experience the first 9 minutes now.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier. I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
We're all fairly open about our physical well-being, but our mental health is something too often kept hidden. Approximately 1 in 5 people will experience a mental health condition in their lifetime. The National Alliance on Mental Health, known as NAMI, helps provide education and assistance. Walk with Local 5 at NAMI Walks Iowa on Saturday, September 28th. Here at Terra Lake Park in Johnston. The 5K raises funds and awareness for mental health. Learn more by visiting weareiowa.com. One other major headline coming on a national stage here in our country this week was the debate. For the first time ever, the top 10 candidates in the presidential election were all on a stage together. We heard from all of them and what their views were, and we have a full wrap of everything that you can learn from what happened at that debate Thursday night in Houston on our website, weareiowa.com. Thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend.